Good evening, everybody. 15 seconds until the BOE decision. Thought I'd get this recorded live to see what we can try and find. 5 seconds to go. And away we go. There we go. Quick spike higher, pushing higher, pushing higher. 83.70. This is pound versus the Australian dollar, pushing well higher. What sort of move is this we're looking at here? This is a 65 pip move to the upside. Pound is breaking to multiple weekly highs. Let's see if we can get a read on what it was released. It might just be the text that has got the market jumping. Certainly may have been a change in votes. It's all taking its time to come in. Well, we'll leave that for a second. As you can see, a 75 pip move so far. It's coming off a little bit. If we go to the range charts, what I'll do is I'll just refresh my charts, because when you get such a big move, it can throw out the display of them. We might see it change. There we go. That's a massive change, isn't it? That doesn't look right, though. Let me go 1 second. It's not printing right. Does that look right? So this is one of the problems with range bars. When it's had such a massive move, you don't know if it's printed properly. Let's give it another reload. Yep, okay, that's the current chart. As before, you would have seen the price was somewhere in the cloud. Obviously, it's nowhere near the cloud at present. Let's see if it pushes up towards that high it made at the 184 handle. Was it? Oh, wow, okay, so they did change the votes. It is 2 members voted to increase the rates. It was expected for all 9 to stay on hold. So that would be the reason we're seeing the spike higher. Whether there's any follow through remains to be seen. Pound, let's jump to the daily chart. You'll see it's breaking that key level here at the 87 handle, 86.91. Where can it go from here? At least 86.42 if it does get a wriggle on. As you can see, it is having a pullback. I can't believe it's going to retrace the whole move, but you never know. It has had such a big push up. There's the daily time frame. You can see even from only a week ago, we have had an 800 pip move to the upside. Can this be sustained? 2.5 minutes post release. We're seeing quite an unwinding here. 47 pip reversal. Still going down. We're looking, if it gets around here, 83.26, I wouldn't mind taking a long as the previous level where it struggled to get past, where it bounced on up higher. Pound hit 142.20 against the US dollar. Let's throw that chart up. Okay, so it is actually coming quite a way off. It's a good, solid 55 pip pullback so far from the initial move higher. The euro is pretty placid at the moment. You'll see that it's actually a nice continuation trade. Throw that chart up just while we're in the midst of looking at what we got. 14 pips to the cam level. Throw that trade on. Give it a 15. There we go. So it just looks like the market's absorbing what was released. Surprise to voters voted for the increase. Hence, you would have seen this big move higher, and now the pullback down. Pretty much clocked on 184, perfect round number. That's why you find a lot of people do like trading those round numbers, just simply the fact that how much prices tend to react to them. So we've got a 52 pip pullback so far. It's trying to peak its nose down a little bit lower. Very interesting to watch. See if we can find out who those two voters were. Okay, yep, moving down. It's now 60 pips off the highs. That is one ugly looking wick going on there. Same for the pound Aussie. So if we can get down somewhere around here, wouldn't mind chancing along from there. Let's have a look what the euro's doing. We're coming down. A little bit on side, not going for 123.11 would be ideal. Not done this format before, so I do apologize for the long pauses. This is obviously taking in the movements. If you can hear somebody yawning in the background, that's just my wife. Don't mind her. So that puts, with that big spike, what's worth noting is that pushes it up to a daily range of 215 pips. The last 5 days, it's averaged 180, 10 days 153, and 20 days 144. So it is well over its daily range, which is always what I like to look at. So for me, what does that indicate? That means there's not a huge amount of potential for it to go any further than this. If it does, you'd be looking at well over 220 pips of movement, which is just a massive move. This is the sort of release that would drive that, but as you can see, price is having an absolute ripper of a pullback. We're now 65 pips. It's essentially erased the whole move. And it's only 8.5 minutes post-release. How does that chart look now? That in there is roughly where I'm looking at. I mean, this isn't really setting up. Price is certainly moving around. That was the low just before the release, 83.25, and it got to 83.27, and it's had a good 15 pip bounce. So it's this level is definitely in play. I'm just going to refresh my charts again, make sure I've got an accurate view of what I'm looking at. Check on the euro. We are looking good. We are out of that trade. Nicely done. That is a fantastic looking setup there, isn't it? But what's worth noting is that is a clear divergence here, extending there and just here. But well, if you go over to the time-based chart, it's challenging this support area, and if it does go, you have got plenty of room to the downside, at least 30 pips. So I'll be waiting for that to cool off before even trying along. Just had a good continuation trade down the way. I'm happy to leave that be for now. That's, as I said, I would have liked it to come down a little bit further, but it didn't. So I'll leave that as well, and I'll sign off for there. Thanks very much.